All right, welcome back. I'm just going to check the news a little bit, but people are probably going to be mad because I'm just like hyper skeptical at this point that any type of like actual thing is going to happen from this. Because I mean, you got to think about it. Like, Trump is the actual president right now. Like, is it possible that it's even legal to release something that would implicate, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that in and of itself would be considered almost like like a act of treason in a sense, because it's like, okay, if you release information, damning information that the president himself is an actual pedophile, and then you don't follow up with immediate arrest, like immediate arrest, like whatever jurisdictional like legislative processes that they take when the president is an actual like criminal, like he just murdered somebody in the White House for no reason, or like he just like did something else like horrible for no reason. Like, right, it's like beyond impeachment. It's like, okay, the military's actually coming in to like arrest you, like you're like a war criminal now, right? That's not happening, right? So what's the legal process of like revealing all of this information, right? Like, what's the actual, okay, there's papers and it says stuff, whatever. But it's like, what's the actual legal process to arrest people with this, with whatever supposed evidence that there is, the alleged evidence, right? That's like my first question. That's just my first question, right? Because people are getting all excited again. Everybody is like, oh look, it's happening, it's happening. Remember, or like it's happening before, and then before that, right? Until I actually like tune into the news and actually see Bill Gates getting arrested by police on the news, until I see Bill Clinton getting arrested, Trump getting arrested, any of these other people, all these famous people that are in the pictures getting actually arrested. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to believe. I want to believe that it's going to happen, but until I actually see it happen, I can't get on the train anymore. Any train, no trains. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, get excited all you want. Okay, we're vindicated. We've been vindicated like 50 million times already. Like, you know what I'm saying? like literally like the last like 10 years of Jay Dyer videos is like literally been like one, like every single sentence has like been like a vindication of some other true thing that he said about what's going on in politics and philosophy and government. And it's just like, okay, and now we're at the culmination of it, and you think the culmination would be like the military going in, oh, we got the evidence now, okay, it's time to abdicate these people from power and like hold like you know, like interim elections or put in the speaker of the house or something like that. That's not happening. Maybe it is. Let's look on the news. um the latest Epstein files release includes famous names. Yeah, we knew that already. Epstein files live update. Financier exchange messages. We knew that already. Epstein files Howard Lutnick, Steve Tisch, and latest DOJ release. Okay, maybe I didn't know that, but that specific name. But let me guess, they're really important people in like politics or like entertainment, or maybe they're in like some other thing, right? Oh, Commerce Secretary. Oh, important person. Oh, wow. Okay, so we did know that. I don't see anything saying Bill Gates under indictment. Bill Gates, military police showed up at his house to arrest a pedophile. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the actual news, like not Twitter. This is the actual news. AP News. A live update. Financier charged with exchange messages. We already knew that. Okay. So if they've had this information for years now, for years, right? Even though we're just getting wind of it now, or some of you are just getting wind of it, they've had this information for years, and they haven't made any arrests so far. But they're good. When are they going to make the arrests? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Like, when I see arrest, then I'll celebrate with everybody else. Millions of pages released. Take away from the millions of pages. Right. But think about it, right? Like, that's what you'd expect, right? Right. Either they wouldn't release it because it's like too damaging to the country, because it would actually be legally implicating the actual president of pedophilia, international pedophilia kidnapping crimes, right? Which is like one of the worst crimes that you can actually fucking do. Kidnapping and pedophilia of minor, like, and I'm talking about actual, like, whatever they're saying, it's actual, like, you know, like, okay. And that's the evidence. And if that's the evidence, that proves that this is what's actually happening, and they're not busting into the White House with the military police. Like, what am I supposed to believe here? I'm supposed to believe that that's the evidence, that whatever everybody's looking at on Twitter is the evidence and the proof. 100% legally binding proof that Bill Gates and Elon Musk did pedophilia. And that they're now not being arrested. Like, you're telling me that the government can't find Bill Gates? Like, don't they talk to him on a daily basis? Wasn't he at the White House like 2 days ago, or Mar-a-Lago? Right? So even if, let's say Trump's not involved, right? But Bill Gates is, right? Let's just hypothetically, right? And now Trump was hanging out with Bill Gates 2 days ago, or he was having a meeting at the White House, knowing full well that this is legally binding evidence that Bill Gates committed pedophilia, and he didn't order the military police to arrest Bill Gates right there. What am I supposed to believe here? You see what I'm saying? Like, whatever they're showing, the evidence, the question isn't, are these pictures incendiary? Are these pictures suggestive? Are these pictures evidence? Because thanks to feminism, adultery is no longer a crime. Adultery is no longer a crime. You're legally allowed to cheat on your wife or husband, right? So yeah, they're socially implicating, similar to Me Too. Oh, well, I wouldn't eat the girl's pussy like what's his name did, Aziz Ansari. So we should make fun of him all. We should all make fun of him in public, right? It's socially implicating, but are these legally binding evidence that can actually have these people put in jail? Because if not, I don't care. You see what I'm saying? Like you see what I'm saying here, right? This is the news right here. I'm on DuckDuckGo. I said news of arrests of people implicated in the new Epstein files release. There is no news of people being arrested. And then you have to go back to my first logical proposition that if these people right here, Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, if this is legally binding evidence that could actually lead to a actual legal arrest, and it hasn't happened, when's it going to happen? What's the date? They can't find Bill Gates. They can't find Elon Musk. They can't send a letter to Elon Musk on to like one of his many businesses that get $4 billion a year from the government and tell him, hey man, you got to report into the government office so we can check your check your social media, check your photos, right? Make sure you're not doing any pedophilia, bro, right? Like no one can restrain Elon Musk, no one can restrain Bill Gates. Nobody can say, hey man, because I remember that thing in the 90s where they had the motherfucker all hemmed up and they were videotaping him. Remember the anti-monopoly stuff where it was kind of similar to what they did to Mark Zuckerberg, but it was like more like shady for some reason. And he was there, like he was like, I mean, I get anxious sometimes too, but I kind of learned how to keep myself calm and stuff. But it's like, you see what I'm saying about the legal implications versus the social implications. Like, yeah, it is bad. Cheating on your wife is bad. But what I'm saying is if there's actual, like, I mean, even the 16-year-old girl stuff, I would say, if that was happening, they should be getting arrested, right? Because it's illegal in the United States, right? Of course, in Korea, if you watch an 18-year-old girl, that would be illegal. So a lot of people are pedophiles. But anyway, but the thing is, though, like seriously, like if that's it's illegal and they did that, where's the arrest? They didn't they arrest Russell Brand? They arrested him. He was like arrested and like he had to like go into like a court and like talk to people. I mean, even though he didn't go to jail or anything, like you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, if it was that, what they're doing, if the evidence is so cut and dried, right? Because that's what I'm saying. Everybody's acting like, oh, the evidence is 100% cut and dried, vindicated, validated. Everything we said is true. Look, here's the evidence right now. If it's so true, and think about the implications of that. Think about the implications that like what you guys are saying, that they were literally graping 12-year-old girls and basically in public parties. And arrests are not happening at this exact moment. When are they going to happen? You see what I'm saying? Like, when are they going to happen? Because otherwise, I can't get on the train. I can't anymore. I can't. I got no more stops left. I'm off. I'm getting off. I'm just going to hang out at this one like a bum, like a hobo. Because it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I can't keep up. I can't keep up with all these keep on shifting things and all that other stuff. It's like, I'm just like, when I see somebody getting arrested, let me refresh this because maybe I'm talking and maybe right now, because I mean, they arrested, they busted in on freaking Roger Stone late at night. Maybe they're going to do it late at night. Maybe they're going to do it like they did Maduro and just jump in late at night with like secret shock weapons and stuff like that and just electrocute everybody. And yeah. Because right, because think about it, right? Like think about the implications, like of that actually being true. And it's like, okay, maybe Trump is blackmailed, but you're telling me that the whole military structure, the whole legal structure, every single lawyer in Washington, they're all in on it. They're all like, oh, we can't make a move. They're like, oh, is this evidence legally binding? Is this evidence 100% like court like enterable evidence that could lead to an arrest of somebody for pedophilia, and we're just not moving on it because it's Bill Gates, man. Come on, man. Bill Gates. He invented Clippy. Or, oh, it's Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk. I drive a Tesla. We can't arrest him for pedophilia now. Like what is stopping them? What's you see what I'm saying about it being legally binding, and what's stopping them from doing the arrest right now? If think about it, that's what's driving me nuts, because I'm like, okay, if they really are doing that, when arrest when? Like, come on, bro. Right? They put Trump in jail for paperwork. They put him in jail for paperwork. And now you're telling me that they got 100% evidence that he did pedophilia, and they're not putting him in jail right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, either way, it's ridiculous. If it's 100% true and it's validated evidence, then it's like, what is the next step in the process to actually put them into jail? And if it's not, then what are we even looking at? We're just basically looking at a bunch of rich guys that are cheating on their wives. And if otherwise, if they're doing actual fucking pedophilia, even a 16-year-old, I'm even like, yeah, even if it was a 16-year-old, even if it was a 17-year-old, when are the arrests happening? You see what I'm saying? We can refresh it again. I mean, oh, maybe we should check Grok. Maybe that's more accurate. Oh my god, my typing is horrible. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can figure it out. No. No new arrests have been made directly tied to this release or the broader Epstein documents. Public discussion, including on X, shows frustration and speculation about the lack of accountability. No perp walks. No new prosecutions mentioned for alleged co-conspirator or client named referenced in the files. Oh, that's what I'm saying too. So I guess I'm not the only person that's saying that. Okay. The releases have sparked fallout. A resignation in Slovakia over past Epstein ties, but that's not a legal thing. Renewed calls for Prince Andrew to cooperate, but nothing has escalated to arrest yet. What do you mean yet? If this is the evidence, then what other evidence is there? If this is not legally binding evidence, or they have, think about it, if they have the legally binding evidence in their possession, the unredacted, all the unredacted photos, and they haven't made arrests yet, what are they releasing to us? You see what I'm saying? Because even if they release it, right, how are we going to arrest any of these people? Like how are people on X gonna arrest Elon Musk? We're on X. How are we gonna arrest Elon Musk? Like I'm laughing about it because it's just absurd. Like you see what I'm saying? Like it's being released on X. The Epstein files that implicate Elon Musk are being released on X. Right? Public discussions, including on X. People show frustration that Elon Musk is not getting arrested. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like if they have it and they've had it for like 20 years, right? And they have the unredacted, they don't got to figure out like who's behind that little box and whose name is behind that little thing, right? They got all the names, all the pictures, right? And they still haven't made any arrests. What about the information, the evidence, is going to change the legal procedure once they release it to the public? Now that the public sees it, do our eyes like magically make the legality of the evidence change when we all look at the evidence? Are we supposed to do a riot after we see the evidence? Because why would they release it? And then knowing that if people of their own volition assume and make like allegations that yeah, all these people are implied in doing pedophilia, like hardcore pedophilia, possibly like murder and all this other, bro, and they haven't made any arrests yet. What are you gonna do next? What's supposed to happen next? That's what I want to know. What's gonna happen next? Right? Because it's like, okay, let's take situation A. Everybody believes that the information is true. The government does nothing. Nobody gets arrested. Elon Musk doesn't get arrested. Bill Gates doesn't get arrested. Prince Andrew doesn't get arrested. All these famous people don't get arrested. 100% of the public believes that they are pedophiles. What do you do? What are you going to do? A riot? You're going to do an overthrow of the government? Right? Because if they haven't arrested him yet, the chances that they're going to arrest him after you see the information that's redacted and everything's blanked out, you think the chance that they're going to get arrested goes up or goes down? Or basically stays, it's not going to go down, but it's going to stay the same as it is right now. But the fact with the people that actually have the power to make the arrest already have seen all the information, including Trump, and he's the president right now, and he's releasing the documents, and I'm sure he could easily, I mean, didn't JFK, wasn't he able to like block like the Marilyn Monroe stuff, like on like, you know, like what's it called, like national security, where it's like, look, like this is just gonna mess up the country so bad that like we would just have to keep this a secret, and then after the president, after he's done being president, just right. So that's the A situation, right? Everybody believes it's true, right? Then it's like the B situation is that it is actually true, 100% true, that all these people were banging little children and stuff. And the government still doesn't make any arrest, right? And they all did it. They all 100% did it, right? Now they run all the AI and they run Grok and X and they run Windows, right? It wasn't Steve Jobs' wife there too, right? They run Windows and Apple, and according to like major like studies, it's like there's basically a backdoor into everybody's computer, and they can see everything that everybody's doing all the time, and they're running it through AI, right? Right? And they're looking at what we're saying like right now, like right, like YouTube's scanning everything I'm saying, and Twitter's looking up, scanning everything I'm looking up, right? And so of course Elon Musk knows that everybody's looking at this thing that says Elon Musk is implicated in high profile pedophilia ring operations, right? I'm gonna spell that. Well, I mean, of course, X isn't going to tell me if Elon Musk is a pedophile, right? That would be silly. Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. He said that he never visited Epstein's island on a plane or parties. He has repeatedly stated that he refused multiple invitations from Epstein and pushed hard for the files release, viewing the partial discourse without prosecutions as distraction. Regarding any implication of him as a pedophile, the released documents, over 3 million pages, including emails, shows Epstein attempting to arrange meetings or visits with Musk, such as emails from 2021 to 2012 to 2014, discussing potential island trips or hosting Epstein at SpaceX. But there's no evidence that Musk actually went or engaged in illegal acts. Musk has addressed this directly, saying in post, "I had very little correspondence with Epstein and declined repeated invitations to go to his island or fly on his Lolita Express, but was well aware that some email correspondence with him could be misinterpreted and used by detractors to smear my name." He added, "They are trying to deflect responsibility to me from the truly guilty," and called for the release of Epstein's videos with victims blurred to eliminate all doubt, asserting he's in none of them. Musk has framed his stance around accountability, stating the acid test for justice is not the release of the files, but rather the prosecution of those who committed heinous crimes with Epstein. I agree with Elon Musk 100% on this, and questioning why Ghislaine Maxwell's clients haven't been arrested despite her conviction. He claims the files exonerate him and that no one pushed harder than me for their release. Overall, his responses dismiss the implications as smears while redirecting focus to prosecuting actual offenders. I mean, he's saying what I'm saying, so like when people actually get arrested, then we can say that we're vindicated. And so like what's the next step to turning that information, whatever the information that everybody has on Twitter, into actual actionable legally intrable, like maybe you could do some type of like civil suit, like a public like class action civil suit against all these people with the evidence, and be like, look, like you guys have been literally like running our lives for the past 2 decades, and you're freaking pedophile like satanic pedophiles. You got backdoors into everything we have, everything we own, our computers, our phones, our cars, you know. Probably some people like smart TVs and smart refrigerator. Like it's like ridiculous, right? And if the implications are that these people are actual satanic pedophiles that are being blackmailed by some shadowy group that we don't even know who they really work for, who they really are, some shadowy cartel mafia. And I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but the problem is, it's kind of like if they're releasing this, who has the authority to actually do something to these people? Right? Because we're just on Twitter, we're like mad. I'm on YouTube, I'm like, yeah, like I've been mad about it. If it is true, and it does seem like, I mean, obviously I'm reading the book right now, like Tragedy and Hope, and it's like, yeah, there's obviously like cartel like stuff going on in big business where it's like they're not just like trading. They're like, look, we got like the military behind us, and if you don't do what we say, we're gonna literally send like warships to your country and blow you the fuck up. Right? So it's like, which level of crime, which level of crime should we focus on here? Right? They got you like where you're like, yo, that motherfucker's smoking weed, man. They're like, he's the biggest problem in the country. Or some gooner guy that's jerking off at home. He's the biggest problem with the country, right? And then they're like, yo, but you gotta celebrate the military and all this other shit, right? And because we're about to send fucking warships to blow up another country. And then you're like, well, which crime is worse? That Well, it seems like it all just goes together, right? It all just goes together, right? It's like first you go to the parties and then you're like, yeah, well, what about, do you really like blowing people up? It's like, okay, right. Obviously, right. They have victims. They did stuff to people, right? Okay. And obviously they're in that section that's like above government, right? Like on the chart, right? It's like they're above the government and they're operating at a top down like way from government. And the Epstein, hold on, let me pull that up because it's like, because think about it, right? I don't know if you can see the thing, but like, it's like Bill Gates is like up at the top, right? He's like at the WEF level, right? Like he's at the World Economic Forum level where, you know, he's running one of the corporations that dictates what's happening economically to like every country in the world at once, right? And you're telling me that he's a blackmailed pedophile that's blackmailed by a shadowy group that has power over people at that level of society. Like these are the people that tell the military and business what to do. And you're telling me that that guy's blackmailed by a satanic pedophile. Like he was like Bill Gates was like running the WEF for like many years, including during COVID, basically, right? Like what are you even supposed to do about that, right? Right, and then it's like, okay, right? And then you're saying that Trump's doing it too. So it's like, okay, he's releasing the evidence right now. He's in it. So then when are we going to arrest him? Because what was the point of releasing it while he's president, just to like get down his popularity? And that's why I'm thinking, that's why I'm like, it's just like a social thing. Like, okay, people can be disgusted by it and be like, oh, yo, oh, right? Oh, we were right. But it's like, it doesn't matter if we were right if they're not going to actually get arrested. You see what I'm saying? Like, it kind of like makes us look like dumb almost. Right? Because if you're like, yeah, it's totally 100%, they are 100% totally pedophiles, right? Running the largest organizations in the world, and they control the military and business, right? And we're just like, yeah, well, we're going to hit Twitter up and complain about it. Like, yeah, man, did you hear, man? Did you hear that satanic pedophiles run the world? Damn, bro. Sucks. Yeah, sucks. Yeah. Yeah, it does suck. But if that's all we're doing, right, then what the fuck? It's like, who? That's what I'm saying. That's the question to me. Okay, let's ask Grok that question. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Who has the author? I know I spelled that wrong. The more I try to spell it, the worse it gets. DOJ policy, long-standing since 1970, the DOJ's Office of Legal Counsel has concluded that indicting or prosecuting a sitting president would unconstitutionally interfere with the executive branch's ability to function. Okay, the Supreme Court on immunity. Oh, Trump versus the United States 2024, the court ruled that former presidents have absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for actions within their core constitutional powers. Okay, I was about to say, I was like, you can't have a prosecutional immunity from pedophilia, bro. Like that, no. Presumptive immunity for other official acts, no immunity for purely unofficial acts. That I'm hoping that doing a pedophilia is not an official act with a president. No, we're not going to get that conspiratorial right now. Okay, this applies to former presidents, but the reasoning strongly suggests similar protections would extend to sitting ones to avoid disrupting executive functions. The court has never directly addressed a sitting president's arrest or prosecution. No sitting president has ever been arrested or indicted. Who could theoretically attempt it? Federal law enforcement, FBI, U.S. Marshals. Bound by DOJ policy, they would not execute an arrest warrant on a sitting president without extraordinary circumstances. Okay. What? Extreme. What? No, come on. We gotta wait for the full answer because it looked like it said being a pedophile. No, being a pedophile, or more precisely, committing pedophilic acts like child abuse or exploitation, does not inherently constitute extraordinary circumstances that would override the legal and practical barriers to arresting a sitting U.S. president. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? No, no, no. Come on, come on. Wait, that's not enough. Like you did, you just. You, that's not enough. What do you, yo? Even for severe crimes like those involving pedophilia, that was just one PED. Okay, the established process remains impeachment and removal from office first, followed by potential criminal prosecution and arrests. Damn, so this would take a long time, even if he did do it. So no public evidence or legal ruling support bypassing standard procedures solely due to the nature of the offense. So basically, they couldn't arrest Trump even if this was 100% true. Even if. Let's see what the president can block. Okay. The release stems from a bipartisan law passed by Congress in late 2025, which Trump signed after initially opposing it. Okay. While Trump controls the DOJ through his Attorney General Pam Bondi and could influence redactions or delays, the law includes deadlines and transparency requirements that limit stalling tactics. Okay. Okay. The nature of the implications and legal precedents. The implicating info. Epstein emails claiming Trump knew about the girls, mention of time with victims is largely unverified, secondhand, or from news clips, with no charges or corroborated evidence against Trump. Trump denies wrongdoing, noting he banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago and cooperated with investigations. Precedents like FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, and prior Epstein releases 2019 to 2024 court docs set expectations for transparency, making full suppression harder without valid exemptions. While Trump delayed and redacted parts, he couldn't halt the release entirely because Congress legislated it into law, overriding his initial resistance through democratic process. This isn't unique to Trump. Okay. Bipartisan demand, including from Trump's base and MAGA figures. like MTG, made blocking it politically toxic. Conspiracy theories and public frustration amplified calls for the release, eroding his ability to stonewall without backlash. And then Trump's reversal was seen as capitulation after realizing defeat, highlighting a rare political weakness. Democrats and media scrutiny further pressure compliance. So, from what we this is what they're saying about the actual information that was actually released and the legal implications of it. The quote unquote implicating info, e.g., Epstein emails claiming Trump knew about the girls, mentions of time with victims, is largely unverified, secondhand, or from news clips, and there are no charges or corroborated evidence against Trump. And that's from CNBC.com. Trump denies wrongdoing, noting he banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago and cooperated with investigations. And that's from CNBC.com too. So, I mean, I don't believe everything they say, but okay. It's basically saying that the information is secondhand. Okay, yeah. While no new arrests have resulted, the release has amplified scrutiny on elite figures and fueled debates over accountability. Debates. We get lots of debates. We can do debates all day. They don't care if you do debates. Donald Trump mentioned over 1,000 times, including emails, sharing news articles about him, photos from the 1990s, events at Mar-a-Lago, and flight logs showing multiple trips on Epstein's plane in the 90s, contradicting Trump's denials. An FBI compiled list of unverified tips alleges sexual misconduct involving minors, echoing a dropped 2016 lawsuit, but the DOJ dismissed these as untrue and sensationalist. Victim statements describe encounters at parties, but note nothing happened. So it looks like they don't have any evidence on Trump, because they're saying that it's unverified tips. I don't think you could go to jail for unverified tips. I mean, that's probably a good thing. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying, because that's how it is. But it's like, But when we're asking the legal question, we're not talking about socially. Do you disapprove? Do you disagree? We're talking about what is the actual legal process that could actually get someone arrested and put in jail, because otherwise it doesn't really matter. You know, Elon Musk emails from 2012 to 2014 show Musk discussing visits to Epstein's Little St. James Island, including asking about the wildest party and a SpaceX tour by Epstein with women. Musk denied actual visits, stating he refused invitations and pushed for the files' release. So either Elon Musk is just straight up lying, and he said that if you could find videos with him in him, and supposedly they have all the videos, right? So why didn't they arrest him, or at least, bring him in for questioning, right? All right. Prince Andrew emails contradict his claims of cutting ties in 2009, showing 2010, 2011 communication about parties, a Russian woman, introduction and a photo of him in a compromising pose. His ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, also emailed Epstein warmly during his house arrest. Interesting. Okay. Draft emails allege Bill Gates sought STD medicine after encounters he denied as false. Mentions of Steve Bannon, Sergey Brin, Richard Branson, Peter Mandelson, and Howard Lutnick planning island visits or social meetings. What about all the celebrities in the photos, though? So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to arrest any of these people. Okay. Important caveat. Being in a photo does not imply wrongdoing or involvement in Epstein's crimes. Many images appear to be from social events, dinner parties, or casual encounters over years, some predating his convictions. The DOJ and media outlets, e.g., BBC, Guardian, PBS, repeatedly emphasized this. Presence in files or photos alone proves nothing criminal. No new evidence in these releases has led to charges against any celebrities mentioned. Wah, wah, wah. The photos largely show associations rather than incriminating act. Here's a breakdown of frequently repeated ones from reliable sources. Michael Jackson, Bill Clinton, Mick Jagger, Diana Ross, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Richard Branson, Prince Andrew, Walter Cronkite, Steve Bannon, Bill Gates, various others, Peter Mandelson, Ehud Barak, Sergey Brin, and event photos. Some releases include older photos from Epstein's computer and emails showing Epstein posing with these figures, often in luxurious or casual settings. Heavy redactions protect victims or unrelated people. Basically, so the people that are being blocked out, a lot of them are just people that aren't celebrities, but recognizable celebrities slip through. Broader context on celebrity photos. Many come from Epstein's black book, flight logs, not always photos, or estate raids showing his wide network in entertainment, tech, politics, and royalty. No photos directly depict illegal acts of celebrities beyond Epstein Maxwell's known crimes. Speculation on X and elsewhere often exaggerates, but official sources stress no smoking gun for new prosecutions. Additional names, Jay-Z, Harvey Weinstein, Pusha T, appear in tips, emails, but not prominently in photos. They're more archival mentions. The sheer volume has fueled viral shares, but much is recycled from prior leaks, 2019 to 2025 court documents. If you're looking for specifics on a particular celebrity or want clarification on any photo context, well, okay, that's bullshit. I think this is all we need to know. No new evidence in these releases has led to charges against any celebrities mentioned. So we can get as mad as we want about it and be like, oh, well, this photo shows for sure that it's happening. But legally, they're saying no. Legally, they're saying no. Legally, they're saying Bill Gates did nothing wrong. All these people are dindus, right? Bill Gates is a dindu, and freaking Prince Andrew's a dindu. Michael Jackson's a dindu. They didn't do nothing. A photo is not evidence of guilt. They're saying that the information on Trump is unverified. You see what I'm saying? And this is what, like, okay, court of public opinion is cool, but are you actually going to arrest him? And then you're going to act like I'm not taking it seriously enough, right? You want to get serious? Arrest them. Oh, you can't because they didn't do anything legally binding. There's nothing that can legally bind these people. So you can't arrest them. Look, that's what this is saying. This is saying that there is not going to be any arrests. That's why when I search on the internet and I go tell me about the new arrests, right? There isn't any. Because they don't have any evidence. And that's what you need to arrest somebody, especially somebody famous, especially some rich person. You need actual evidence so you can issue a warrant and tell them to show up in court, because that's how rich people get arrested. That's why I was surprised about the Roger Stone thing, where they really ran up on him like that. Usually rich people, they just send a letter to your house like, show up in court, please. Or we might have to send police to your house if you don't show up in court. It's not like a regular person where they just like arrest you on the street, you know? So it's like, you guys can get excited as you want, unless you're going to do an actual overthrow of the government or whatever. But I'm just like, I'm not on it. I'm not on the train anymore. You know, I got off. I'm like the Merovingian, like in Matrix 4. I'm just like bummed now. Like I'm just hanging back at this station here. There might not be another train coming by for like 50 years. It's just like dust balls or whatever. I don't care, yo. These people are not getting arrested. They're not. It's not going to happen. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. They can't arrest people without evidence. What are you going to boycott X? It's the only place that you can even talk about it. X is the only place that you can even talk about the satanic pedophiles without getting banned. Right? I mean, I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like, it's not like, I'm just like, come on, man. Come on. Like we've been waiting for this information to come out. It comes out. All it does is confirm everything that we want. It's just so convenient that it's the Democrats forcing it through, and everyone's reacting to it and making it seem like Trump's, oh, he's really involved. He's really, really involved. Right? But the real fact of it is that the FBI, they're the only people that would even come close to having the authority to running down on Trump. They compiled the list, unless you're going to claim that every single person in the entire FBI is in on the conspiracy, the pedophile conspiracy. They compiled a list, and they're saying that the information is unverified, and the DOJ dismissed it as untrue and sensationalist. Right? So you're going to have to say that everybody in the FBI was in on it. That every single FBI, and look, that thing with the Hunter Biden laptop, that was nuts. So I'm not saying it couldn't happen, because 50 FBI agents signed off on the Hunter Biden laptop saying that it wasn't his. And it was his. And then it turned out it was his. Right? But that's what I'm saying. It's like, you get mad, but it's like, who has the actual authority to look at this evidence and say that this is convictable evidence or even arrestable evidence? Because arresting a rich person doesn't matter. It's like you actually have to go to court with the evidence and prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they committed the crimes that you're accusing them of. Otherwise, it's just, you see what I'm saying? It's just people getting mad on Twitter about it, and what? And then what? And then what? Like, that's what I'm saying. I hate to be the person that's like, here, almost like, I don't believe it. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but I'm just like, come on, man. Like, I want to believe it. Like, I want to believe that that the FBI is gonna make some arrests. But the fact of the matter is that the FBI doesn't believe it. Right? The FBI is Scully. She doesn't believe it. And we're like freaking Mulder, and we're like, come on, man, you gotta believe it. You gotta believe that they're all pedophiles. And then Scully's like, nah, man, we checked the evidence, and it's unverified, and they're not there. They're not. And then we're like Mulder, we're like, bro, but for real though, for real, they really are pedophiles though. And then Scully's like, no, we checked it. We checked all the celebrities, and the ones that were pedophiles, we already arrested them. And that was Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein. And then Epstein didn't kill himself. And now Ghislaine Maxwell's put in a minimum security prison. Okay. Right? Sure. But you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, but then in the other reality, like the Twitter reality, right? Freaking Bill Gates, one of the most powerful men in the world that runs one of the highest levels of governmental agency, a global governmental agency, was being blackmailed by a dude that works for a shadowy agency, and we can't do anything about it now. Right? We can't do anything because you can see right there, they don't have the evidence. They're Scully. They're like, I don't believe. And we're Mulder, and we're like, we believe. But she's the one with the FBI badge on. We're not. Like, we got to prove it to her, but she's the one that already looked at all the evidence. And she's like, I don't believe it. And you're like, you wait and see. At the end of the season, then the smoking man's going to come out and he's going to give all the secret information. And then we're going to get beamed up into the cornfield or whatever. I mean, I do. I want to believe that arrests are happening, but it seems clear that they're not going to happen. But like I'm saying, I'm right there with you guys. I want to believe. I want to believe that the arrests are going to happen. But all right. I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching if you did. That's all I got for this video. Have a good day and peace.